Hey y'all, it's Lindsey. My lighting here is terrible, but I didn't have a chance to get a video up yet, and I managed to miss quite a few videos in my intentions this past couple of weeks. So I thought I would pop on live. I don't know how loud that is, but I am currently sauteing up cabbage. My husband and I are eating a chicken Alfredo basically, but instead of using noodles, we're using shredded cabbage. I really hope you can hear me. If anybody shows up in the chat, I would love for your input on that. So right now I am basically chopping up more cabbage. I've got my chicken already cooked up right there, and I'm just gonna shred my cabbage. This is gonna cook up in the same skillet that my chicken was fried in. I already have Alfredo sauce homemade in my refrigerator that I will just have to warm up. I have one that is dairy-free for me, one that is loaded with the dairy for my husband in the way of Parmesan and some heavy cream. So there's that. And I'm just going to get all the little cabbage kids in the pool. But I did not have a chance to make a March focus video. I have not really made the effort to think about my March foci, and I did not really go through and give a wrap up to how February actually went. And yeah, it definitely did not go the way I had planned. And there we go. It was just, I don't know. It was just a different month than I intended it to be, which is fine. That's just the way it goes some months. One of my foci, or focuses if you prefer, was to, I'm sorry, you probably can't tell what I'm doing down here. I'm zhuzhing the cabbage. So one of my foci was for me to do 30-second planks with proper form to the best of my ability and increase my time. And then also to continue hitting our local YMCA gym with my children. We still managed to make it to the YMCA twice a week, but we were not able to swim each time because of my surgery revision, my incision revision from my breast reduction I had back in July. So that was not a focus I was able to keep up with. I have been able to get back in the pool. Today was a pool day, and last week I was able to get into the pool, and that was great. I miss the pool so very much. It is definitely sort of where I feel the strongest. So swimming is my jam. I do not feel confident with jogging, running, walking. I'm fine. That's totally normal for me. But the rest of the pieces of the puzzle, the running situation is just not, it's not a thing for me. And I'm okay with it. But so I was able to do the gym thing to the best of my ability, given the fact that we had the revision going on with my incisions, which, you know, things happen and you gotta make things work. So this is my Alfredo sauce. It's a little bit more browned, but the flavor is fantastic from what I've been told. I have not eaten that. And then here is my Alfredo, which is a dairy-free. I'm sure that's backwards for y'all since we have the front-facing camera here on the phone. So yeah, the dairy-free portion of the month, that went much better than it did in January. I still had plenty of whey protein. And when I say plenty, I mean I probably wound up with 6 total servings of whey protein throughout the month. And butter was just, you know, butter. Also, my lighting, my goodness, could this be any worse? Is this any better? Perhaps. So the butter was still consumed ad nauseum. The cheeses, however, I had 2 slices of cheese the whole month, which was related to ease of acquiring calories. I was in a super low calorie moment and required instant food, and that was the only thing that didn't require heating or cooking of any sort. So 2 slices of cheese this month, no heavy cream, no sour cream, no yogurt, none of the things. And I will say my my feelings of hunger cravings seemed to do so much better when I didn't have the cheeses, and whenever I did not actively seek that out as a snack. Like I felt like it wasn't that difficult. So I think I might go ahead and continue on with that. I know Steve over at Serious Keto is doing a plank challenge this month. I did not watch his video yet. Sorry, I'm messing with my hair. I just got out of the shower probably an hour ago, 2 hours ago. So I didn't even bother to put on a face or anything like that because swimming, and I felt like, we're not going anywhere this evening. So anyway, I know Steve put on a challenge for planks, and I found that interesting. I have not, like I said, I have not watched his video. I plan to probably tomorrow and see what he has to say about it because I do value his opinion. I think he's a really intelligent man, and I just like to hear what he has to say. So I'm going to do that. And I'm trying to, the fourth thing. So I couldn't do the 30-second planks throughout the whole month due to my incision revision. And that was, doctor orders, not self-imposed. I did not get to the pool twice, or, swim 2 times per week, or get to the gym 2 times per week and actively swim, also because of that incision revision. But we did still make it to the gym. It was a lot more difficult for me to want to work out or to want to walk the track or anything like that whenever we were in that recovery period. I wasn't allowed to swim for like 3 weeks, which for me is hard. Whenever I finally get back into that habit, I want to swim. I do. I find that to be my favorite form of exercise. So that was a little bit of a bummer, and I would say it hindered my ability to move forward. MoFi, well, thank you. I'm glad you found me as well. I am more of a swimmer. That's what I did throughout middle school, high school. Swimming was always my thing. As far as physical side of things was concerned, I was also one of those choir nerds. So I did the singing thing. Singing and swimming were my 2 extracurriculars. So, okay, so planking was a bust after about a third of the way through the month. The pool twice a month or twice a week was a bust after a third of the way into the month. And then my dairy, I felt like I did super awesome on that, like I said. But then my last one was my vitamins. I was doing so much better at vitamins and supplements before I challenged myself with needing to take them every day. I went through, I got all of my little compartments. Like I have the little travel compartments. I got them all laid out. I got them all filled up. I put them right where I would see them, use them every single time. I don't like to leave a whole bunch of excess stuff back here. I mean, like, this looks like a lot. It's a lot. So, skateboarding kept breaking your leg. That's probably, counterproductive to skateboarding to break your leg. I'm so sorry to hear that. But I don't like to have like cluttery things out here on my counter. All of these appliances get all used regularly. We've got the air fryer, we have the food saver, we've got the drip pot, coffee pot, the creamy, which that gets used a lot, and my Keurig over here. All of these appliances get used a lot. I don't like to see all the extra clutter. Like, I do keep my coffee grounds right there, which is probably not wise. The light probably has an impact on their flavor. Actually, let's come over here and stir our cabbage while we're chatting it up. So that probably impacts the flavor of the coffee by leaving it out. But leaving my vitamins over there by my coffee, I thought about that as an option. Somebody recommended that I don't remember if it was a comment or a chat or something, but leaving those out just kind of made my brain go crazy. Like, it was not cute. So I pulled back from doing that. And just put them back where it was working originally. But after it was all said and done, it just wasn't working anymore for me. So I don't know. The vitamins did not go very well this month. So 1 out of 4 foci were borderline successful this month, which that's somewhat disheartening. Oh, thanks. I am in the process of stir frying this cabbage so I can use it as noodle replacement for my um, chicken Alfredo. I make my own Alfredo sauce, and I have a dairy-free Alfredo sauce. I mentioned that at the beginning of this live. Basically, it is um, cooked cauliflower that has been pureed down with a little bit of almond milk and just salt, pepper, garlic powder, that kind of thing. And a little bit, I think I used gelatin this round instead of the xanthan gum or the glucomannan. But you asked a question. Um, you're jealous of Americans in our big kitchens. This kitchen is very large. It's not highly functional for me, but it is very large, and it is hard to find like something as fantastically square footed as this one for myself. And then no room for appliances. Yeah, this is the most counter space I've ever had. This house has um, a lot of counter space, not a lot of storage, but counter space I have in spades. And then you also asked the question, am I hardcore keto? I actually consider myself a ketovore, deviating off of low carb, high protein, moderate to high fat makes me feel like garbage. So I don't do that. I don't eat sugar. It causes terrible inflammation. I have several other videos and lives where I've discussed sort of like my progression from standard American diet all the way to Ketovore where I am now. I've tried the carnivore in the past. That worked out really nicely, but I did miss my vegetables. I've done just strict keto. I have done dirty keto. I have done Trim Healthy Mama, where you carb cycle basically. And I feel like I'm kind of redundant talking about that every single time that I'm on live, but just for a bit of context. So there's that. I need to get to work on warming up my sauces over here, but I really wanted to update my focus or my 4 foci from February to now in March. And I have not fully thought through what my foci will be for the month of March. Hang on just 1 minute, baby. But I do plan to have some of them. And this month is going to be super busy. And oh, thank you, Delina. Um, this month is going to be very, very busy. She was letting me know that the sound was okay. Stop, baby. I don't want that in my face. We have a lot of different events. We have a baby shower we're in the middle of working through. We have family coming to visit, a bit of travel throughout the month, birthdays, like all the things are happening this month. And I don't know how well I'll be able to continue on with 2 times per week at the gym myself, because we might be relying on others to take our youngest to her swim lessons. And so I don't know if I can continue on with that. I do want to try to do the plank challenge the way Serious Keto, Steve over at Serious Keto is setting up as his monthly challenge. So that'll be a thing. I'm going to continue on with my no cheese, sour cream, any kind of like the yogurts. All dairy except for whey protein isolate and butter are out of my way of eating. I'm going to see if I can't eliminate the cheese completely this month. And vitamins. I think I was doing better when I did not actively have that as a focus, whenever it was just sort of like I just did it without thinking. I really I just really struggled as soon as I placed that focus on it. And I tend to be rebellious. So whenever there's a rule or some sort of thing in front of me, I'm like, meh, forget about it. I don't even want to. So there's all that. What else? I don't really know what else. Um, yeah, I have done lots of different keto varieties. I've done the egg fast before. I found that to be kind of cool and fun because I live on eggs. True story. I have always loved eggs. I will always eat eggs until I develop some kind of an allergy to them, if that ever happens. I am an egg person. Oh, we should probably stir our cabbage again. I also baked up a huge pile of bacon that is no longer there. I only have 6 slices out of the pound and a half that I had cooked this morning, but it has been nibbled on, and I have failed to be a good homemaker and put that away. But I also really want to bake up the rest of my bacon. I like to bake it on sheets. Have done that for a while. And I do it on the parchment paper so I can actually reserve all of my bacon grease. And I want to bake up the other half of my bacon package. So I'm just going to hold on to that because that's still perfectly good parchment paper. I am a huge fan of reusing my parchment paper as many times as possible because it is a throwaway item. It's not cheap and it doesn't really use, its usefulness is still there. As long as a thing still has life, I want to give it the opportunity to live more life. Okay, let's see what else here. Mofai, thank you. I really appreciate it. So AK, you're dairy free. Do I use non-dairy replacements? Okay, a little bit earlier, I talked about making a dairy free Alfredo sauce. I know this is probably backwards for you. I'm sorry. This is actually pureed cauliflower, almond milk, like salt, pepper, seasonings, that kind of thing. And then I said earlier, I think I used gelatin in this one to kind of give it a little bit of a thick texture. So that's what I have in here, and this will be my Alfredo sauce. So I used that this is all leftovers. So I made Alfredo for my husband and girls. This one is like a standard butter, cream, Parmesan cheese, some spices. So like this is traditional loaded with dairy, but for me, it's like pureed cauliflower. I don't find that the brassica is that not brassica, but brassica family. I don't find that causes me digestive issues. So whenever I want to thicken a soup or make some kind of a creamy soup or some kind of a cream sauce, my first go-to is to puree cauliflower and mix that into liquids in order to make it creamy. For my Alfredo, I don't have a recipe for it. Not yet. I definitely can put that together and make it a printable over on my website at some point, and that'll be good. That's a great idea. Thank you for that idea. Okay, I am not going to be able to finish this here because I need to use more pans and I also need to get children moving, but I really wanted to check in and talk to y'all about those foci and also share that I was actively cooking dinner tonight. So normally I'm a leftovers person. Like we cook one night and then we eat through it until it's gone. Love leftovers. They are my best friend. And I am very fortunate to have a husband and children who also live on the leftovers. So feel very blessed by that. Anyway, for those of you who've been here live with me, I truly appreciate your time. For those of you watching the replay, I appreciate your time as well. If any of y'all are new around here, I would love for you to poke around my channel, see if there's content you are interested in, consider subscribing, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I hope to see you all in my next video.